By now, you have watched the first video and have had a chance to decide for yourself how you perceive Russ and his haunt. These videos are produced solely to bring the facts to the surface without opinion or bias. Facts don't lie. Regardless of whether you agree with what has been presented to you or not is of no concern to us. We produce these videos solely for informational purposes and to educate people about the dangers that are involved with participating in the haunt, as well as insight surrounding Russ and his unethical behavior, both pertaining to the haunt as well as his social media presence. Before we get started, it was mentioned by a few members of the McKamey Manor talk group that the last video sounded like it was narrated by Stephen Hawking, so perhaps this voice will be received more favorably. Additionally, there has been speculation within McKamey Manor rejects that Dustin is the entity responsible for these videos. We can assure you, he is not involved in any way. While Dustin prefers to troll the groups on Facebook, he is relatively harmless in general. The purpose of this video is to go beneath the surface and to illustrate the real-life dangers that others have been subjected to. Within the chamber, guests have been told that they have been drugged with a hallucinogenic, despite the fact that Russ has maintained that he is opposed to the use of drugs. Even going to the extent of forcing Laura to drink her urine that tested positive on a drug test, publicly humiliating her in front of a camera crew for his own amusement. Then allowing her to still participate in the chamber haunt. Russ has stated that the reason that he has implemented a drug test is because there are situations in the haunt that could be dangerous to those who would be under the influence of narcotics. It doesn't make sense to knowingly allow someone to proceed forward that is under the influence and potentially set them up for a higher potential for injury. This is what is referred to as gross negligence, and there are no legal documents in existence that can protect against that kind of action. Furthermore, one would think that if anyone should be sober and drug-free, it would be those in charge of running the haunt and its activities. The actors would be tested as well before each tour to ensure they are competent enough to participate in the extreme physical activities contained within. However, that is not the case. At no point in time have any of the actors been screened for narcotics prior to the tours they have worked, despite some of them being known users of marijuana and other controlled substances. Once again, these are facts that have been presented to you for informational purposes. Other factors to take into consideration where safety is concerned are the background checks that are allegedly run on all participants and actors. Had that been the truth for each and every person involved with the haunt, it would have been known prior that one of the past actors was a registered sex offender and yet was still allowed close physical contact with guests. During a tour approximately 1 year ago, one of the actors, Cody, was terminated from McKamey Manor due to circumstances that were deemed to be questionable relating to one of the guests. That part was made public to the members of the Facebook group. However, the end result involved Russ taking this former actor to a location and abandoning him there with no money and no way home. One of the guests from that tour, Christina, paid for a plane ticket for this former actor to be able to fly home to another state. Since this incident, Russ has expressed his anger regarding Christina's actions involving Cody and has held a personal grudge against her, even claiming that she was blackmailing him, due to the fact that she had donated money through the GoFundMe account that Russ had set up, and then when Russ had told her that she was not going to get another tour, she requested her money to be refunded, which Russ declined to do. Only after she threatened to take action, was she scheduled for a tour date. Moving forward to her most recent tour, Christina returned for her third visit to McKamey Manor and upon arrival, was harassed and degraded due to the fact that her personal life involved Cody as well as her threat to take action regarding her donation. Her tour lasted only 8 minutes, according to Russ, before she had given up due to the threats of cutting her hair. Christina has stated herself that her tour ending had nothing to do with her hair, but something a bit more controversial. The truth is that even after saying the safe phrase multiple times, as well as losing consciousness, the tour continued on, disregarding her personal safety. Being verbally and physically abused by the actors, Russ watched on as she was belittled. After her tour, she made mention in public that she was seeking an attorney, and this did not go over well with Russ. Unlike most that have threatened legal action before, then disappearing shortly afterwards, Christina poses a real threat to Russ, and he knows it. He has made several attempts to discredit her within his group by labeling her a hater and trying to get his members to jump on the bandwagon as well, in an attempt to drive Christina away in shame. Once again, this video only contains a small portion of the unethical truths that surround Russ McKamey and his haunt. There will be more information revealed in due time. You were warned, Russ. This was our game now, and it isn't a game you can win. The more the truth is revealed, the more we grow in numbers. It was only a matter of time before your actions surfaced and you would be forced to face them in the public eye. People are becoming wise to your antics, as the last video has proven, with nearly 800 views within the first 24 hours of going public. Once again, these videos were created not to gain support, but to raise awareness of the dangers that surround Russ McKamey and his haunt. You have all been informed and the truth has been presented before you.